Good morning and welcome to, no, not good morning, good afternoon and welcome to Apex Instant Tips, episode number 164, brought to you at 12:05 Eastern Time, most Fridays. We're your hosts. I'm Anton.
And I'm Marwa. Hi, Anton.
Hi, Marwa. I can't even tell if it's morning or afternoon today. So today's topic is 3 tips, workarounds, hacks. You be the judge. I'm not sure where the line gets drawn between a tip, a workaround, a hack, but I'm interested to hear what people think about these, with what they are. So we've been working on an app, and with Apex, everything just happens beautifully until it doesn't, and then you have to figure out how do you make it work. So we'll take you through a few of those that we've run into. So I think the first one's me, Marwa. So let me share my screen. I'll show this first one. So we have this screen. It shows a master record at the top and some details at the bottom. If I click view here, it shows the detail records at the bottom. Oh, I didn't even bring up my timer. Okay, I'm going to do that really quickly. I'm so far behind. I'll turn on my timer. Here we go. Okay, so the thing is, I have these other little things I can flip here, and at some point, the information starts to fall off the right-hand side of the screen. So I want to be able to make these things smaller or bigger like that so that I can see all of that information. So I needed this little bit to be able to do this. If I have these turned off, I want this to be large. Otherwise, maybe I want it to be small so that I can turn these on. So this, super easy to do. I created 3 little buttons, and all those buttons do is add classes and remove classes from these 2 regions. So I'll show that one really quickly. So let's take a look at, we'll take a look at these buttons, my small, medium, and large buttons. So it's an icon, makes facets small, and it's got a dynamic action associated with it. And when you click on it, first we remove column 1, column 2, column 3 classes from that facets region. So I remove, if it's got a col 1, col 2, or col 3, I remove them. And then I remove 9, 10, or 11 from the region on the right. So now at this point, they don't know how big they should be. And then I add the right one. I add a 1 to the one on the left and an 11 to the one on the right. Because, and people probably know this, all of our Apex pages have a grid, and that grid is 12 columns wide. And so I'm showing 1 to 12. And then, of course, the other 2 buttons, my medium and large, they do the exact same thing. They remove all the classes, and then they either add 2 and 10 or 3 and 9. Okay, so that was, I used way too much time. We're going to go over today again, but that was my first tip.
Yes, thank you, Anton. I liked it so much. So there is another tip. It's about that switch called reduce list. So yes, when we click on reduce list, there is a select list next to it called schema. It's going to be refreshed. And we want to warn the user when switch it to on, saying that if enabling this would take several minutes to query. But unfortunately, when we did it the first time, it will be set to yes anyway. Even if we cancel the confirm, it will be set yes.
Folks can probably see that it's actually happening. Even though I get the warning, it's still doing the refresh.
Yes, although there is dynamic action done on that switch. So we needed to fix that.
So here we go. Here's our reduce list. We have a confirm. And so before it's supposed to do anything, before it's supposed to refresh the schema list, it's supposed to do this. But the refresh of the schema list, that's my schema list right here, that has a parent of reduce list. So before the warning happens, it already refreshes. So how did we solve that? Or how did you solve that?
Yes, so we needed to prevent that from happening. So we created a hidden item called, I think, refresh schema list. And then when clicking on the switch, we changed the,
So,
yes,
so we're going to turn this one off, and we're going to turn this one on, and we'll walk me through what this one does.
yes. So when we click on the switch, there is a true and a false action for the yes and the no value. For the yes value, we will be setting the reduce list to no value anyway. So it will remain with the value no. And then we will make the confirm action. And based on the answer or the choice of the user, if yes, we will put the reduce list to yes and actually set the hidden item that we will be using in the LOV.
I love this. So it's really, I don't think that this is a hack. I think it makes some sense. So we're going to go to our LOV, and we're going to change the parent item to our hidden item. Maybe we should have called that hidden item. That was my mind, and we'll switch this to be the actual hidden item. Great. And let's take a look. So now what happens when we do this is we do new search. You'll see as soon as I click it, it tries to turn on and it turns right back off. All right. So, and then when we click cancel, it never refreshes that list. So, but if I do this and I hit reduce list, it does the refresh.
Exactly.
Okay, so that one I don't think is a hack. I think that's just the logic of how it works. Okay,
Yes.
excellent. All right. All right, well, we have gone over time, but we're just going to keep going. This last one, if I click these buttons, they do things to my region, right? Now,
Yes.
what that means is I have to submit these items when I refresh the region. Yeah? So that they behave the way we want. So on the region itself, I have these items listed right here. So it's the search ID plus the show select, show keys, and show whatever the last one is, show schema. So yeah, it works beautifully. But here's the problem. If I come in here and I make any change at all, and I say where and 1 equals 1, I say okay, it clears those out.
They are no longer there.
They're no longer there. And they're no longer there because they're not in the query. They're not in the query, but I still need them because I need them on the columns. I have a column condition on each of these things, and I say where that item is not right. So I have this server side condition. I need them to get passed back. So I guess the easy thing to do, let me go here, is you can put that list down in the comments down here, and you can just come up here and you can go back in and you can put that in the page items to submit. What do you
So
think of that for a hint?
so each time you're going to update that query, you need to go back to the comments,
Uh-huh.
copy that list, and put it back there. What if another developer is doing some changes to that query? That could be problematic.
Yeah, not good. Thank you, Plum. Not good,
Not
right?
good.
That's not a good tip. Here's the tip. Just come in here and put a comment in here. And then put your nice little colons in here. Colon, colon, and it tricks Apex into thinking that these bind variables are in this query. That comma will just... Now Apex will see those and it will put them in.
Yes.
So I think that this is one of my favorite little hacks or tricks, whatever you might want to call it, because this happens to me all the time. And I always run into this. I want to do this. And so I do that. I say, okay, I save it. Now they're there. And the next developer comes in. The next developer changes the where clause. they don't know about these other things. Nobody's thinking about this. They say, okay, and they're still there.
Yes.
So, Rich, well, yeah, okay, that works today, but tomorrow, I don't know. Louis, that's definitely a hack. Well, it's a hack, but it's a hack I am willing to do because it is infuriating when this happens to me. So 3 tips, workarounds or hacks. You can tell me tell me it's a hack, but I'm going to do it anyway. Oh, well, no. Okay. Yes. Right.
You'll
I
add a
will say,
comment to
I
explain.
actually, when I really do this, I actually say these are here so that they show up in the region, submit items, something like that. I think that's a good point, and I do, I do say that. I do recommend you put that in there. But I'm going to tell you, if you don't do this, another developer will come in here and they'll do something like, and they'll put in and one equal, they'll do something. It doesn't matter what you do. You can just come in here and look at it, right? And it's going to take them out. When you click this OK button, they're going to go away and you're never going to notice it. So I have to say, I think this really is something I use all the time. And when I forget to do it, oh, it's so infuriating. So,
And sometimes we will notice that only when testing the page or even deploying it, and then we will go back and see that.
Right, because you
items
would
have
have to
disappeared.
test every one of these things, right? Yeah. Yeah. So this one, yeah. So Reginald, I think it is a bug, right? I mean, Apex, they're going to tell you it's a feature. I don't know, but I think obviously they could know. They could do a better job of searching searching everything and figuring this out. But short of getting a fix from Apex, well, sure. If you want to do, you could do that. In fact, Fernando, that's what I used to do. I actually used to just do this. In fact, I have it in another app. I'll show you. Sometimes I would do something like this, comma, piece. This is the one that I need. So you can do this, dummy, right? And then you do that. Dummy, and then I don't like putting it in the where clause, but you can do this, dummy, and then you can say, something like the same kind of thing, something like that, and then just don't show it. So then you do this, and then here, and you don't show it. You say comment out. It's just such. They're all hacks. The reason I don't like it in the where clause is because the optimizer is going to look at the value of it and it's going to make some determinations. It can play with the database optimizer a little bit in ways that I don't like when you send a bind variable to it. So I think that we're way over 5 minutes, but this last one I think definitely qualifies as a hack, but it is a hack that I fully embrace. So.
Me too, actually.
I guess that's it. I didn't come up with any other post-program fun. Did you, Marwa?
No, not recently.
No. This was fun enough.
Yes.
All right. Well, if do all the things. If you like the show, yeah, like all those things, send a letter to your mom, tell her all about the show. Bye-bye.